This is the moment I've been waiting to. Batman, Robert Pattinson's Batman.
I got my list. Hold on.
Lackluster. I'll just make this very lackluster and skip to this part. I enjoyed it thoroughly. I thought the movie was phenomenal, start to finish. I'm somebody who truly believes length in a movie doesn't matter if you got the quality.
Right,
And
110%.
it was a very good movie.
I want to say just Robert Pattinson's ability to act with just his eyes while just focused on his face and the cowl. Like he tilted his head in ways it made it look like his eyes were just white. If you noticed that a lot.
I didn't notice that.
It looked like he was like comic accurate face.
Oh, okay.
Like after the car chase when he was leaning down. It was
Yeah.
all white.
His acting is he's just a good actor in general, right? So we
I
can
had
even
my
get into
doubts.
that.
Obviously, I had my doubts, but I can 100% say after watching that, he's my Batman.
Yeah, he was great, man. I didn't feel worried about him at all, honestly. But all right. So the first thing I'll just talk about that the movie did exceptionally well is the aesthetic. And the way that they towed this line between not only this dark, almost gothic type tone, they balanced it with this LA noir 80s detective tone.
Right.
Like almost like an LA Confidential.
In a modern day.
It felt like an LA Confidential sort of dark mystery detective movie. And God, you couldn't have told that line better. Like it just, and Pattinson to fit in as an actor, emotionally he fit that tone perfectly.
And just going from that, what was it, a 3-minute monologue in the beginning of him narrating over it?
Yeah, honestly, I want to say it was longer than 3 minutes.
However long it was, that was amazing.
Yeah, it was, man, it was.
Yeah,
it starts with,
bet
you're wondering how I got in this situation.
Bet you wonder how I got
Batman.
You hear the tape rewind. That's how I got here.
That's me, Batman.
No, it didn't start like that.
His voice in the cowl was pretty good too. Like he didn't.
Yeah.
He
no. Okay, no. Yeah, he did it. But see, that's I was gonna get to that later. That actually might be one of my nitpicks on the movie. But sure, I like the fact that it wasn't over exaggerated with his transform from Bruce Wayne to Batman. I'm sure. I think it's usually over exaggerated. That's too much. Right. But the problem is, you didn't do anything. He didn't change himself at all.
No,
and he did not. And there was too many scenes where I just was straight up, how do you not realize this is that same guy? He's not even a little bit different.
You were just talking to Bruce Wayne.
And he seems the same, and he's almost saying some of the same things that Batman was. I was like,
especially with Selina.
It got to the point where it was like, all right, I'm thinking I can see on a writing level where you're like, okay, this is a younger Bruce, so maybe consciously he's not making the best decisions as far as hiding himself. Right. But like the people around him shouldn't be stupid. Like this guy, he's saying some of the same things he just said as Batman,
especially
as Bruce Wayne, with the same voice.
How funny would it be if they had a character just?
I thought for sure.
You're Bruce Wayne.
Yo, bro.
You're Bruce Wayne.
And then
no.
Yeah, you are.
He's like, no.
You're Bruce Wayne.
No, there's a college humor.
Yes.
I don't know if you've ever seen that. There's a college humor spoof.
I've seen
on Batman.
The Bane one.
And it's like basically
they did a whole series.
Basically, it's that. She's like, Bruce Wayne? No. You're Bruce, aren't you? No.
Look over there. I see him. She looks, he runs away, comes back. He's still got the black line around his eyes.
Dude,
yeah, dude, stupid.
There's some great Batman ones on.
All right,
Batman is
okay. Time. As long as we're in this nitpick genre right now, I might as well get him out of the way.
Nothing's worse than Superman. That dude just looks the same. Like.
Yeah, well, that's the character.
Hold on, let me put my glasses.
No, I'm talking
but
that's his character, though. But that's his character, though. He's like, that's always been his thing. Batman, he attempts to hide himself. So like this shit is
but like Superman, they were just like, yeah, no one knows.
no Batman's character is supposed to be damn near night and day.
Is it that nobody
like,
knows, or no one's gonna say shit to him because he can just kill you with a snap of a fucking finger?
That's true. Right? Yeah.
Like,
right.
What are you gonna do?
right.
You know who Superman is.
That's
what
also
are you
fact.
gonna do?
That's also
the
facts.
whole world reads.
You just gotta be like, well, damn.
No, like
that's some knowledge I'm gonna take to the grave.
Like me or you knows who Superman is. What the fuck are
That's
we
true,
do?
though.
No, it's just dumb in that people don't.
No, that's what he's saying.
People don't know.
No, he's saying no. He's saying no. Damn near, they do.
No,
but they're just scared shitless to do anything.
That's more
cool. That would be cool.
That's if they acknowledge that.
Yeah,
but that's more realistic.
No, I know. But
shit, real life, you'd be like, yeah, that's probably.
Well, so I read this theory on Spider-Man where it was like, it would be so cool if they did this, where it's like, everyone in New York knows who he is because they've all had like these interactions with him and shit, but it's like they just keep it a secret. It's like,
well, did you watch the new movie?
You just don't say it out loud.
Did you watch the new movie yet?
No.
Yeah, I think it's time you do, because that's damn near a plot point in it. But all right, moving on back to the Batman review.
Yes.
If I had another nitpick that I bring in, for some reason, I don't know if you noticed this, motherfuckers can't see in that movie either. There's several points in that movie where people are hiding in the dark in fucking plain sight and people just can't see them.
Like Riddler?
All right, Riddler in the beginning, I don't know how you did not see him, bro. You had the TV on, the light on. He wasn't
everything on. He walked past him like
he's fucking breathing right in your ear, bro.
He
like
was a loud mouth breather.
Bro, you couldn't. That was wild.
Yo, Riddler breathing sounded like that one dude on your game chat that always.
Yeah, dude, it was wild. The cop that didn't see Selena and Batman hiding, bro, you know you heard them talking, bro. Like, why would you just stop and turn around?
Not even talking. They fought for a hot minute.
Bro, he was like,
you're not gonna do more than
he walked in there and was like, flashed the light damn near in their direction. Was like, nah. But that could go back to what you just said about Superman, though. Maybe he did see that, was like,
yeah,
I'm not gonna get my ass whooped today, and just turned around. You feel me? Like, that makes sense too.
Like, they're not stealing nothing.
Just dipped. But okay, sorry. If I have any more, I'll just tell them as I go. But most of them are just like nitpicks, like little things. Or actually, no, I have another one right here. Okay, so Falcone says he never forgets a face, then proceeds to forget his daughter's face.
Right.
That is very strange. And you can argue, oh, he didn't know it was his daughter. Yeah, he did. Because she says explicitly that he used to look at her weird, and she never knew why until her mom told her. So he knew it was his daughter. So her putting on a pink wig, you forgot who it was?
Think about how long ago that was since the last time
he said specifically, no. He remembered Bruce Wayne from when Bruce Wayne was a child standing up on a fucking balcony watching him get stitched up. Yeah, these are things they wrote in the movie. If you're going to write it, I'm going to remember it.
John Turturro was perfect.
He was very good. But hang on, they wrote that in the movie. So it's not like I'm nitpicking here. Using your own writing. Right. So they said as a child, he was there watching him get stitched up. He remembered his face as a grown man damn near in his 30s. So he doesn't remember his daughter's face.
He's even near 30. I think it's more in his early 20s, honestly. It's year 2 Batman.
Was that, well, I don't know.
Started
was it really? I don't know. He did this. It doesn't. Yeah, he's got to be late 20s easily.
Okay, yeah.
I'm just saying they're not the Batman they were trying to portray was not a 21-year-old.
No, not.
You know, like it just wasn't.
He's just
this was a guy who clearly was a grown man, bro.
Right.
You know, like
severe issues.
Severe depression, sort of.
He's got issues.
But yeah, actually, I take that back. He definitely late 20s, mid to late 20s, because like he definitely was confused about his anger and shit.
Yeah, he was a kind of a brat.
Yeah, no, definitely a brat. We'll get to that.
Fucking brat.
We could just get to that right now. Yeah, he was a dickhead to Alfred the whole movie. The whole movie, bro. Like my man's gonna come back from getting half his fucking face blown off. You lied to me.
You lied to me, bro. He opens his eyes. He smiles at them and goes.
Alfred's like, bro, could you like let me fucking gain consciousness first? Like,
I'm doing good. How are you?
That shit is crazy, bro.
And dude, can I talk about Andy
Serkis? Was wild.
Andy Serkis did a really good job.
What's up?
Alfred. Andy Serkis was great.
Okay, all right. I wanted to talk about. Here's another nitpick. God, I'm getting all my nitpicks out of the way early on this review. I think I need to before I get into the shit I loved. I think it'd just be better for me to get away with the shit that I didn't love so much. The last few Alfreds. I don't care how old they are. Actually, they need to look a certain age for this to be understandable for me. Because logically, you have to start thinking now. He was the butler for his parents, right? Damn near for 30 plus years. Before that, this is writing. This is not something that I'm nitpicking. They put it in there. He said he had a military career before that.
Right.
How fucking old were you when you started, bro? When you just a 17-year-old butler?
He might have been. He might have been.
That's fucking. How can you do that?
I don't know.
That doesn't make sense.
He's British, man.
Think about that, bro.
I don't know how they
Think about that, bro. You go to high school. After your high school class, you're a butler. Like,
there's a show about Alfred and Thomas Wayne, right?
Yeah.
I haven't watched it yet.
Oh, okay.
It's on HBO. I'm gonna watch it.
Well, dude, did they do a show? They did a show about Alfred's daughter, didn't they?
What?
I know she was in Batwoman, but Batwoman was just a disaster.
What you mean?
But
George Clooney movie?
I thought they did a show for her, Alfred, or his daughter.
No,
I thought they had like their own side show.
Think so.
Unless that's what you're talking about.
Pennyworth is about
Yeah,
Thomas
Pennyworth.
Wayne recruiting Alfred.
Okay, it's Pennyworth. Sorry.
I think that show, if it ends or isn't over already, I think it would end with Bruce being born or something. Nope.
But yeah, my nitpick again with that would just be it's an aesthetic for Alfred. I think you just gotta find somebody that looks old. Like Kane looks old.
I like the Alfred in Gotham, but at the same time, we were having a young Bruce Wayne in that show. So
very true. He doesn't have to be too old, but like just not too young looking. Right. You know, like even for like Ben Affleck's fucking, but they're the same age. The fuck?
Yeah, that Alfred should have been ancient.
Bro, the fuck?
That Alfred should.
What the
Honestly,
fuck?
that Alfred should have been dead.
Listen, I love Jeremy.
Bro, yeah, they're good actors.
Honestly, that Alfred should have been dead.
The fuck? Yeah, right.
He should have been this Alfred.
Bro, yeah, right. All the Alfreds were like good actors. Don't get me wrong. I never disliked an Alfred's performance. What I'm saying is, like, think about Ben Affleck's Alfred's. Like, were you 10 when you started being a butler? Like, you're just like, fuck it.
I think Michael
he was born into.
Alfred. I think Michael Caine.
He was born into servitude. Like,
100%.
Like the dude was just fucking.
He was the best Alfred.
Dude,
Caine.
Yeah,
Michael Caine is like.
But like, dude, at what point are we like just birthing Alfreds into? And don't get me wrong, I've never been to like the UK, so I don't know how butlering works. Maybe you are born into it. Maybe it's something they just usher you into.
Yeah, it's like Artemis Fowl.
You got your little black suit there. They're like, you're the next Pennyworth. And then
it's
you
like
start
Artemis,
serving dinners and shit.
It's like Artemis Fowl.
But like, yeah, that was another thing.
Born into a family of elite butlers.
Oh, elite butlers. You're born in this servitude.
Remember Butler from Artemis Fowl? Man?
Yo, like it's just like.
Did you ever read those books?
I remember them, but
dude,
I didn't read them.
Fucking
but like, dude, it's like you're born into it. This is a great ceremony. You get your little black suit. Then some rich guy comes out. Go get my fucking breakfast, you bitch. And then like you gotta just walk over and begin your slavery. Oh my god, that's crazy. But
trash
yeah, yo, or angry Robert Pattinson's like,
you
go get my breakfast, Alfred.
Yo,
his
angry face is pretty good.
It was like more of like that's why it really wasn't that good. But that's why I kind of like it was good, but it wasn't angry. It was more like a little bratty, fucking
like
confused,
I'm not getting my way.
Yeah, confused kid, and he did a good job. But it wasn't like it was a confused, misplaced sort of anger. Yeah. And actually,
like he had to be told
talk
to
about
calm down.
You're right. We'll talk about that later, though. But like even going back to the beginning, so you were talking about the opening monologue. The opening monologue is beautiful because it just shows more of a human side to this superhero, right? Because he's talking about
not
fear.
Not even a superhero, but more of a human side to the city of Gotham as a whole.
True, right? Because they're showing
how they when they
react to fear.
Signal, they look at a shadow and he's not even there.
Exactly, and he's talking about how he could use that to his advantage. Like it's a weapon. Yeah, that is Batman, bro. Batman don't have powers, bro. No. He's got to use all that shit to his advantage. Fear, a lot of really cool tools, and being able to whoop ass too.
That the grappling hook through the glove. That
was dope.
Is the League of Shadows in this movie?
No. But let's even speak to.
So how does he learn how to beat the shit out of it?
You do. It's not an origin story.
No. They tell you though.
It's a year 2 Batman.
But they tell you Alfred taught him how to fight.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what
which
you're
is probably why they would have went for the younger looking Alfred. I'm guessing that was the reasoning behind it. But there's a throwaway line in the movie where Alfred's like, I taught you how to fight, but I could never be your father or something like it's like a throwaway line.
One of the first things he says to Alfred,
I always pay attention to writing.
First thing he says to Alfred,
you can tell that they were really going for that misplaced anger, sort of teenager like
I'm still pissed about my parents.
Right.
I'm taking it out on everybody.
It was actually I like the fact that it wasn't an origin story because you don't need another fucking Batman origin story. But
no, I just think it'd be a good idea to like.
No, they just
not have Alfred just be like his personal trainer.
No, he isn't. He isn't. You can tell his
fighting style.
It's a throwaway line. It's not like they spent that much time on this. Like it was like a throwaway line that if you picked it up, you picked it up. If you didn't,
you can tell his Batman's fighting style in this movie is more of a brawler than he is like a martial artist than anything.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, exactly. It's not like he's like
he takes his gauntlets off. His hands are wrapped.
Yeah, it's like
he's a fighter.
It's more of detective Batman sort of realism sort of thing. But back to that idea of realistic sort of thing. Even the scene where he puts on that inflatable suit, it crashes. That was clearly the first time he ever did it. That like the bat wings. Yeah, it kind of looked like inflatable almost.
It was an inflatable wingsuit.
Okay, because like it blew up, didn't it? Yeah,
it blew up. And just like gave him like a flying squirrel.
But right. But he ends up smacking that bridge and crashing.
Oh my! But you know what? Our buddy Matt
I like that.
He shouldn't have pulled the chute.
But I like that though because it's like it's clearly the first time he did because you see him like thinking about it before he zips it up. He's like, all right, fuck it.
Like he's never been that high on
right.
Like, oh shit!
And then he does it, and then he crashes. It's like it's more realistic than just he's one-shotting that shit and fucking gliding through the city.
Trial and error.
Right? Yeah. I like shit like that. You know, like you really get the feel of like this is a person.
Like in Spider-Verse when Miles Morales just sucks dick.
Right.
It's everything.
Exactly. It's like this is a person.
Can I talk about the suit real quick?
I wasn't even done. Yeah. Let's get back to that. Yeah.
Dude, the detachable logo that's a blade.
Dope. But beyond that for the suit, you were talking about the beginning of the movie and how he uses fear. So let's talk about his first walk-in and how the slow walk-in, they use that a lot. They use that a lot in the movie. The slow walk where you hear like his equipment jiggling, the metal clinking,
the guys
boot
are
stops,
looking in the shadow,
the music hits. They use the fear a lot, the suspense a lot in the movie. And his equipment in this movie is a weird cross between high-tech and makeshift.
Right.
To give it that scary fucking like menacing look.
How is his armor so bulletproof?
Who knows? It's Bruce Wayne.
Cowl.
It's Bruce Wayne. I don't know why nobody just shoots him in the fucking jaw. Like, but that's classic Batman. Yeah. Just shoot him in the shoulder where he's clearly batted. But you know how that goes.
Right.
But
that beginning brawl with those that face painting gang.
Yeah.
Oh my god! Just the way he took them all down. And can I note on something? You know the one who was scared to do it, the one with the half face painted. Did you watch Titans?
No, I did not.
He is in Titans season 3 as Tim Drake.
Is he really?
Yeah. Being trained by Dick Grayson now.
Okay, wow. So maybe well, you know this isn't a standalone. They're gonna do more. So yeah, maybe this is
I don't know if that
maybe they're building this to be before that, you know.
Let's see, the Bruce Wayne in Titans is played by the guy that played Ser Jorah on Game of Thrones. They already have a Bruce Wayne.
Do they? Okay. I haven't watched the show.
I don't know if he was just using the movie as an extra for that, but
probably.
That just blew my mind because immediately when I saw him, I'm like, he's from Titans.
That's crazy. I didn't. I'd have to watch. Yeah, man. I couldn't get enough. Yeah, that whole scene was great, but I couldn't get enough of just the fact that the clever use that comes with hitting the aesthetic perfectly. Mm-hmm. So, like I said, they towed the line between that goth, dark shit and like a noir style shit. So, like, for them to use Batman in this like menacing sort of like the way they introduce him into scenes, you think he's the villain, right? Because you have the slow.
And the fact that everybody's pissing their pants.
What we wanted to get into next, obviously, the theme that is just like that, just slow.
It gave me chills every
And you
time
got
I
him
looked.
just walking. You hear the metal of the boots clinging, him coming out of the shadows in the
Yep,
dark,
that
and you'd be
was-
like, "Nigga, are you the villain? Like you
Right.
look like the bad guy here."
Like everybody
it's really-
is terrified to be.
Yeah,
looking
it's
at
really
him.
dark and even when he's the good guy,
Right.
but he's not a good guy.
Like at the end
He's
of the
the
movie,
Dark
when
Knight,
he's offering
you know?
his hand to the people.
Yeah,
who
they're
look at
scared.
him
He's the Dark
I
Knight.
don't know.
But all right, let's talk about that for a second. The theme, it's a simple 4-note theme.
What's
That
that?
shit
Can we
slaps.
look
slaps.
at what's that? What's
But,
that composer's name? Michael Giacchino?
Graducci or Giacchi or
Oh.
Giannici,
Killed it.
some Italian. Yeah, Drew. Actually, yeah, could you? The guy who produced the Batman theme. But for those who don't know, for Batman, not just any movie, any animated thing, anything Batman related, Batman has a reputation of just always having really good themes.
Mm-hmm.
They just never had a bad theme.
No.
And that dates back to like the 90s.
Even Tim Burton's had a good theme.
Yeah, Batman. Yeah, they've never had a bad Batman theme. So it was good to see the, that being upheld.
Oh, he did Up?
Did he?
Yeah. This guy's sick.
Yeah.
Oh, man. He did The Incredibles and Ratatouille.
Did he?
Really?
Oh, man.
And
Yeah.
now he's got the Batman.
He did No Way Home, Homecoming.
Okay.
That's right.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, it was really good.
He did
Maybe that's-
Coco. Wow, this guy's fucking
Like,
super good.
like another thing that goes with matching the aesthetic. When you nail an aesthetic, that means the
Oh, he's
music
doing
was
Thor.
right.
Like,
That
how
means
much
Thor Love and
Nirvana
Thunder.
was in that movie, bro?
He's doing
So
Dude.
much.
Thor Love and
Yeah,
Thunder.
there was, actually, I couldn't do without that though.
I couldn't have.
I couldn't do without it. There was,
It kind of made me look at Bruce Wayne and kind of like a Kurt Cobain.
yeah, no, that was too much because I felt stupid as a viewer.
I liked hearing
The
something
movie
in the
was
way
doing
he
that
was getting
already.
it.
The
Yeah.
Kurt Cobain, he's dark, he's depressed, come on, we got it. Now they're kind of just calling me stupid at that point with the like,
reminding us.
yeah, that he's a depressed. We got it.
I did like
like-
hearing something in the way at the end. Of the
I don't get me wrong. One time was fine, but they did it a little too much.
They
like, 'cause it was
they
at
should
the
have
end.
just left it at the end.
Yeah.
Not in the beginning.
It was I
But
couldn't do
like
without
the
it.
use of the theme, the overall theme of the movie,
Oh,
throughout
man.
the movie, the car chase. When he's
Oh,
walking,
man.
that was.
That they nailed the aesthetic of the movie.
Oh my god! And I guess the scene of the car going through the flames, that wasn't CG. They did that.
Did they? It looks
Yeah.
good, but that whole scene is made. But we'll get to that in a
Yeah,
second.
That's a
'Cause
whole
right now,
part
Right
of
now,
it.
I'm just getting done with nitpicks. Now we're just getting into the stuff I like, actually. Okay, the last time, Kev, I had John here, there was the one thing we were worried about, though, right?
Yes.
And that was the fact that it was PG-13. Now I'm glad it was PG-13 as opposed to R. And let me explain why. Certain things are just like the word I wanted to use for this was just interpretive depiction, and the way that things are depicted when you can't show certain things is so much more creative in certain times. Let me give you an example from the movie. The example from the movie would be Annika's death, and Annika's death is heard through the phone,
Right.
and that depiction of that is so much more powerful for a viewer than seeing a quick strangle or a quick shot,
Right.
because you have to infer what's happening now.
And not only
You
that,
picture it in your
watching
own mind.
Selena's reaction to hearing
Exactly.
was more emotional
Graphic.
than us.
Graphic,
watching it.
yes. And it's not just that, even that scene. A lot of things they did with the action,
The first death of the mayor.
right?
They didn't show us
Exactly.
what happened to his face. at all.
Exactly.
All you saw was the duct tape.
And you have to
and the
infer
wall.
how bad that is.
Right.
Exactly.
And you
it's,
get a glimpse of it through the context.
The interpretive depiction in this movie was amazing. And I think it was better because it was PG-13. Had we just seen
I think it would have
some,
been
some studio
dark
guts,
colors.
well, maybe, but it would have not hit the aesthetic.
No.
That mystery,
I think it would've gone way
that
over.
mystery, that noir would be gone. It'd be a
like you said earlier, there was that fine line.
yes.
You make it rated R, I think you're pushing it.
It's a horror movie almost at that point.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
You're gonna see just like this,
Because
and
the Riddler
sorry.
wasn't a campy villain. He was a straight up serial killer.
oh, for sure, they used that new 52
Yes,
Riddler.
Edward
But-
Ashton. I love.
But even like if you do like R, you run the risk of just corniness too, because like we know it's not real. Now we get like all this. You can do too. You can overdo it.
Right.
Like you got like what? Like a bunch of fucking fake cuts and shit coming out of this dude's head.
Another perfect example. That first monologue, that fight with the clown, whatever the fuck they were.
Right.
When he's beating that dude on the ground, you can hear his face being like smashed.
Oh my god!
But you don't see it.
Or even at the end when
he's beating
just
the
good lord, yeah, dude.
He would not stop.
It's like chill, bro.
No, Gordon
takes a shot of adrenaline and just.
I want to touch on.
We'll talk about it, but you know what I'm calling it? I'm calling it adrenaline because I didn't notice that. If you notice that, hey, that'll be an eye for the century because.
Could you imagine?
I haven't heard about that yet.
Could you imagine if I ended up being right about
That's what I'm saying. And you would have heard it here first, folks. But yeah, I do want to get to that. That'd be an Easter egg of the century, to be honest. But yeah, all right. I just wanted to be very upfront about that. The PG-13, the one thing I was worried about, because you were one of the only people that wasn't worried about Pattinson, because I think we talked about it last time. It was like, nah.
I don't want to say I wasn't worried about
but
Pattinson.
you were.
I had my doubts, but I was confident.
You were pretty hopeful last time.
Only after the trailer was I confident.
Yeah,
I was never worried.
I'm talking just a few weeks ago when I had John here. You were one of the only people that was just like, I think it's gonna be good, and I was.
I've been saying that since.
Did you? I was talking mostly because of
Mott. They announced him.
I know Mott was a little worried, and
Mott was worried.
A couple other people were a little bit. Jason,
Jason's always worried because he has like a stigma with DC.
Yeah, I think Jason was a little distraught about it.
DC did something to him as a child.
Those are people that haven't seen Robert Pattinson's movies after Twilight.
But,
right. Like the one he did on Netflix with Tom Holland, The Devil All the Time.
Fucking awesome.
Awesome.
They're all good.
He's just a good actor, man.
The one he did with Defoe.
He was good in Harry Potter. He was good in Harry Potter. He's a good actor.
I, as someone that was forced to sit through 2 of the 3 Twilight movies, he was good in those.
He's a good actor.
Yeah.
And I don't think people realize nobody hated it as much as he did. Filming Twilight.
I think that, him and...
Guys, Twilight is like a fucking beloved movie franchise.
I know, but Pattinson
there's worse things to be.
It's not beloved in the film community.
No, in the book and Twilight community. It's not. There's worse things to be attached to.
I've heard a lot of people shit all over the books too. Like they just weren't.
I've heard people rave about the books.
Like as far as like teen fantasy goes, it was much more of like a love story than it was a fantasy novel. Like that's why. Yeah, but it's not for me.
So
you can have a love story inside of a fantasy.
There is something I want to say. Going on, just on how he was as Bruce Wayne in Batman. Bruce Wayne is not who he really is. He made it seem in that movie he is all Batman. Bruce Wayne is the mask.
Right, exactly. But see, all right, and I like that. I actually like that depiction. But what I would like to see is Bruce is also not an idiot. So you'd have to take a little bit more, and obviously it's a young Batman they're showing, but the next movie you'd have progression in this. But he's really just not enough effort for me on my part to, like, he was the same guy with the mask on. He didn't sound the same, he acted the same, he didn't change his character up at all. Like, there was even points in the mask where he was acting like Bruce. Like, it was like...
And I think that's all just based on that he's still learning.
I know, but like, dog... I don't know, bro. It was like almost to the point where it's like there was no separation.
He's slipping up.
It wasn't even slip up. There was no separation.
I know he's slipping up.
That is slipping up. But
he's a kid.
I don't know. It's just it was weird because like I don't know how nobody else can pick up on that.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? Because everybody else is around him in this close proximity, and like it just came out to like even when he's walking up to the funeral. It's like, dude, you seem really Batmanish right now, bro. He's staring at Falcone, evil and shit. It's like, dude, you're Bruce right now. Chill. Like, it's like, oh man, I don't know. But
I think that also goes on the fact that this Bruce Wayne is socially awkward. He might not know how to act in front of people.
Well, he's gonna have to. You know?
Well, he is.
But that's gonna happen with the next movies.
But you see, every time he was out in public was because Alfred made him.
Right. Yeah, he's inclusive. Sure, they made the lawyers come to the house to come visit him. Sure, he's inclusive.
Funny.
But that doesn't.
Come in here?
But it doesn't matter about his character. I'm not saying he has to be a good person as Bruce Wayne. I'm not saying he has to. Oh, sorry, reclusive. My fault. Fuck off. But yeah, that's wow. But he doesn't have to be a good person as Bruce Wayne. He could be a dickhead. He could be reclusive, but he just has to realize that he has to be a different person. as Bruce Wayne. You know, you can't be the same motherfucker.
No,
Like, you have
for
to-
one, he has to keep
Yeah, I
up
think Christian
appearances.
Bale did a fucking great job with
He
that.
did.
Well, all right, we'll get to the comparisons later. But yes, he did, of course. Christian Bale's a phenomenal actor.
Yeah,
But
Oh, 100%. Like,
that, I was gonna say that earlier. Is no matter how good this movie is or the following movies are, the acting cast, the cast is never gonna be as good as the Nolan. movie.
I might disagree. I might disagree.
highly.
But we'll get to that later. But
You're
okay,
fucking nuts.
you haven't watched the
You haven't
movie.
even seen
Yeah.
Tom Hardy, Christian
You
Bale,
haven't
Michael
seen
Okay,
Caine,
moving on.
Heath Ledger.
Moving on. Sorry, we're
Dude,
just
you
gonna let you
haven't
watch the
even
movie
seen
first.
it.
Then
I'm
You
saying
gotta see it.
you're gonna have to watch the movie
chops
first.
they have.
Yeah,
See
you're
it.
gonna have to
Watch
watch.
the movie.
You're gonna have to watch the movie
It's
first.
never gonna be as good.
You'll see.
Watch the movie.
Okay.
You were
moving-
just saying last night Tom Hardy's your favorite actor.
Yeah. All right. I'll tell you about Michael. Yeah, he is. Tom Hardy still is my favorite
Okay.
actor. But that's just because you have an acting
saying.
cast list
That is literally my
star-studded.
point.
That's star-studded,
That's
and you have a
literally my
cast
only
list
point.
that isn't. Doesn't mean the star-studded one did better than the one
Who's
that isn't.
saying
I'm
this
saying
cast
they-
isn't started?
So think about
They
that for
are
a second.
Better actors is
Did,
all I'm
did-
saying.
but did they do a better job?
I don't know. I haven't seen the
Listen,
movie.
you can be the
well,
best actor
that's what I'm-
in the
that's what I'm
world
saying.
in the shittiest movie.
But we'll
Also,
get
the
to
complaints that you made so far make me believe that Michael Caine was a much better Alfred.
yeah, he was.
Okay.
Okay, but
And
Michael Caine doesn't make.
There's
the
certain
movie.
characters I give you that were better.
I'm saying Michael Caine is a better actor than has ever been in a Batman movie. So is Christian Bale, so is Heath Ledger, so
No.
is Tom Hardy.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Right.
So
But
that's my
doesn't-
only point.
But does that mean their
That's my
characters?
only point.
Does that mean they did their characters better?
I don't know. I haven't seen the movie.
So then, what are you talking about? What is the
I'm
point
saying
of that?
the cast is just
So what?
more like you're never gonna have
Hey,
that
my
legit
God,
of a cast.
My God,
in
you know
a
what
Batman
movies I've seen with fuck superhero movies, just movies in general with casts that are amazing that suck dick.
You're just never gonna have that good of a cast in a Batman movie like that.
Maybe not.
Seasoned of a cast.
Maybe not. But and it's funny this
We're dwelling on this for a very long
We are.
time.
But this is
That's
something.
my only.
But it's something that you can talk about though. But it's funny.
Okay.
But you brought up Tom Hardy because he is my favorite actor.
Yeah.
The movie he's in is easily the worst of that trilogy too.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I'd
it
say
is.
easily.
It is.
I
It
mean,
is.
I like
It
it
is.
a lot.
Dark Knight's
Definitely
best.
the longest.
Batman Begins is second, and that's easily third. That's the worst one.
Yeah, but
Even
it's
though I
not
love his
bad.
performance,
It's not bad.
it's not that good compared to the other two.
I think it's fucking great.
There's elements in
I
it.
don't think it's as good as the other
I
two.
think they're all three of them amazing.
I think the other two are at different levels than that one.
Nah.
Okay. That's my opinion. But Tom Hardy is my favorite actor. That's me saying that about that movie.
Yeah.
I love his.
Drew, I firmly think your opinion's going to change once you see this.
No.
No. Now that I understand what he's saying,
stating facts.
he's not
I know you are, but-
he's not saying they did a better job.
I don't know.
Yeah, because he's just saying that the actors and their accolades going into
Oh,
the
and
movie.
dude, there's
There's-
just no fucking way I like this movie more than Christopher Nolan's trilogy. There's no way.
Yeah.
There's no-
Well, okay. That you're gonna have to watch the movie.
Okay,
too.
I'll
But-
go into it with an open mind. I'm just
but
being objective.
I'm
There's
going
just
to
no
end up
fucking
agreeing with you on some points too at the end of this review. So just wait for
Okay,
it. Just
alright,
wait
yeah.
for it.
I don't, dude. I
There's
don't really
something-
have points.
there's
about
something-
this movie.
well, you do that-
I have not seen
Drew
it.
should-
Well, but you do about the Dark Knight, and there's some points that you've made that I do agree with. That I'm just not telling you yet.
Yeah.
At the end of the
I haven't even brought up that Heath Ledger's performance as the Joker
At
is
the end of-
literally my favorite.
and this is a
acting
long
performance
review. I
of
know.
all time.
I apologize, but this is a long movie and it was good. At the end of this review, I
We have a
will.
lot to get
Yeah, at the end of this review, I will have agreed
Well,
with you
dude,
on a few
can-
things.
Take your fucking time. This is the only relevant thing that we have to talk about today.
It really is. But
I mean, I could talk about Elden Ring for a little bit longer.
So,
shit.
can I talk
Yeah, keep
about the
going.
Easter egg real quick?
Let's do it. Do you draw?
So, yeah.
Okay.
You say it was adrenaline. So,
Right.
a little context to the scene. Batman just got a shotgun.
Buckshot
blast
right to the fucking chest.
And he's down, disoriented.
Oh, I have a question about that.
Hold on.
Can
What's
I
up?
pause 1 second?
Yes.
Does he go flying?
Yes.
Yes.
I hate that.
Not
I hate
far,
that.
but like he gets knocked back.
It's not as bad as the one in
The Dark Knight, bro.
trilogy.
He goes fucking.
Yeah, it's not. It's
Boom!
not
Like,
oh yeah, it is. It is that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the Dark Knight.
Yeah,
It's
he
the
gets
beginning.
blasted
It's the
across
beginning.
the fucking room by a
Yeah.
shotgun. I hate that
No,
shit.
It's
so
not.
much.
It's not that.
He gets
You don't
blasted.
go anywhere, bro.
He gets he goes back like maybe a couple feet.
No.
I
I'm
hate
not
that shit.
gonna cap. If I remember correctly, he does go out of frame, like to the point where like he gets carried a little bit, but it's
Yeah.
not like
I
that.
don't remember.
Where like he's defying gravity.
That's like
Anyway.
such a shitty trope in movies.
But, yeah,
he
he
gets shot
definitely-
with a shotgun and you're just like,
Anyway.
Yeah,
like,
right.
through the
More
fucking
a
wall.
little more context to it. So
All right,
that
you guys can go.
Nah,
back to the
I
actual
do agree with
topic.
you on that. Though. It's weird.
so
I like it though.
It's cheesy.
It is.
And so that happens, and then Catwoman shows up to have his back. The Riddler guy, not Riddler, but one of his lackeys, for lack of better terms.
Henchmen.
Henchmen.
I think that's
Lackeys.
the correct superhero term.
Yeah.
You're a henchman.
He starts strangling Catwoman, and then Bruce just looks at that. And he's unable to move because he's still out of it. He grabs this liquid in a vial, injects himself with it, goes into this crazy ass rage, and almost beats the dude to death.
On first,
I fixed it.
Okay.
no,
I just realized that we don't need to have this echo on until we're watching stuff until we're using the sound from.
it's like, okay, I got you.
So-
Right, double.
So yeah, no one's gonna even hear a difference. We're just This is way better now.
Yeah, it sounds very crisply now. I don't even need both ears on.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So Noah didn't. I don't think you said you didn't notice it.
I didn't eat. I think you said it was green.
The liquid
I didn't
inside
notice the
vial
color.
was green. And here's the crazy part about that: it could have very well just been adrenaline.
Adrenaline is what I think it's just what I'm going to go ahead and say it was.
The article I
Bull
read.
semen.
What if it's the venom serum for Bane?
He's thinking it's the
Yeah, put
venom
it
that
into-
Bane pumps into his body,
Or a variant of it, at least, like an early stage variant of it.
which would be very cool. I think.
It could make sense because look at what it did to him. It sent him into
I don't
a
know if they
rage
need
where
to
he
do
almost
Bane.
killed a guy.
I would much rather see them do Bane than Joker.
No.
And they had
Definitely don't do.
they had a
that.
Joker teaser at the end of the movie, and I think
But-
that's the one villain
I
I
think
would
there's
stay
plenty
away
of
from.
Batman villains that you can.
Tons. Bane was done incorrectly, not because of Tom Hardy's performance.
No, but
Tom Hardy's performance was beautiful, but the
Honestly,
character they
well,
wrote is one of the reasons that movie
I
isn't
think they
one of the best
brought
ones.
Bane.
Bane-
That's why I like that so much. Though,
Bane-
because they made
No, that character is just
a
not that.
realistic. How the fuck do
Nah,
you do
chill.
Bane in a movie?
What do you
Like,
mean? Bane's
the
character
actual
is so
Bane.
badass.
Yeah, but how do you make?
Who knows?
You can't
I mean,
have someone look like Bane, bro. Like,
no,
you
that's not
already
what I'm
did
saying.
Batista.
No, that's not what I'm saying. You could have had him look the way he does in the Tom Hardy version. I'm talking about the character, his
Yeah.
origin. That is shit.
Yeah.
That's shit. Bane's character is fucking badass,
Yeah.
dude. They destroyed his character in that movie.
I thought they wrote him in
They
very
just-
well.
Well, they destroyed his character in
For
that
what
movie.
they had with the script, they did all right.
Yeah, but it just wasn't Bane.
Right.
It's not Bane.
Dude, the way, but
It isn't Bane.
see, that's your fucking bias, though, man.
No,
Like,
it's me knowing the character.
what I'm saying is his character in that trilogy is like beautiful, man. Like the relevance.
Tom Hardy's
the
acting
full circle shit.
And oh yeah, that's true.
It's
That's
just the way
But-
it was written.
No,
it was
yeah,
great,
sure, but
it wasn't Bane.
No,
But
that's
it
not
was,
okay,
it was
I got
a
what
great character.
I got what you're saying. And obviously, I told you I love Tom Hardy's performance.
Yeah.
But that
but-
movie was not
That was one of the
accurate
reasons.
to Bane's origin.
No, it wasn't. And that
No,
was,
at all.
Nothing in those fucking movies were that accurate. Honestly.
Except for the League of Shadows.
yeah,
Yeah,
they got some
yeah.
shit in there.
Well,
But I'm
that's
just talking
what
about
Christopher Nolan
as
did
far as
this,
for
man.
what
Like,
makes Bane so cool of a character is his origin story.
Oh,
It kind
yeah.
of makes him who he is.
Yeah.
So like you can do it again,
But-
man. I mean, it just wasn't
I
done
guess you're right.
No,
You could-
go
Yeah,
on.
you could do Bane.
You-
You could do a Joker again.
because they've never done Bane like historically accurate. Like even the old
It's
Bane
just
that they
like
had.
doing Joker
Yeah,
the
again.
old
that
one.
setup was
They
horrible.
had him look like the Bane kind of from like the comics, but he wasn't like that.
Doing
Right.
Joker again would be strange.
Doing Joker again would be suicide.
Yeah.
No, I don't agree.
I
No,
do.
I don't.
Dude, Heath Ledger is just, it's untouchable.
Joaquin Phoenix's Joker was, I mean, really, really, really good.
Yeah, but that was a different thing.
Still the fucking same character.
Yeah. But don't get, so Joaquin Phoenix is like a meta commentary on
It just
Joker.
wasn't a superhero movie.
Yeah, but it's a meta commentary on Joker. And even the way they wrote that, I don't know if you know this, but there's discrepancy purposely written into that movie on whether or not anything even fucking happened. Like it was all in his head, probably.
You could do that.
Yeah, well,
somebody
this
told
guy
me.
wasn't even Joker.
Yeah,
Can I
somebody
just
told me
make a,
Yeah.
Can I just make like a statement on the Joker, the whole thing, real quick? In my opinion, you can't have. Maybe you can have a Batman film without the Joker, but you can't have a series of like a trilogy of films
Yeah.
and not
But who the
include
fuck?
the Joker.
This is a
He's already been cast.
this is a
Yes, you can.
unhinged type of
Sure you
Batman.
can.
You know
He's
what I'm
already
saying?
been
Yes,
cast.
you
This
yes
is an
you can.
unhinged type of Batman.
Wait,
You're
You're
gonna
explain
go
it
for
explain
the
to me
same-
why you can't.
How do you go?
Because he's Batman's main villain. That's why you can't.
The relationship those two have.
Dude, I would have to signal what Drew said earlier. Batman has too many villains.
I know he does.
It doesn't matter. The villain. All right. Here's
I'm
the
not
thing.
saying the
I know.
whole movie has to be
They're very
centered
well
on the
written.
Joker.
I know Joker's the
Most
iconic
of the
Batman villain. I
I'm
know
not
he's
saying
this
the
big
whole
guy.
thing's gotta be
But here's the
centered on
thing.
it, but, like,
Here's the
gotta
thing, though,
include it
guys.
or mention
Here's
the
the thing,
show.
though. You
I
can
think
take.
you'd be better off revisiting Freeze, bro.
Yeah, Freeze is a tough one
I
because
want that too. So does Robert Pattinson. He wants Freeze and Court of Owls.
Freeze is just.
I
he's
just think
begging
I
for
think it's a
CGI.
better revisit than Joker because, dude, that like,
right.
you're gonna do
Here's
an
what I'll
unhinged
say.
Joker again.
I do agree.
If you're gonna do an
I agree
unhinged
on
Joker again, it's never gonna be as good.
But
as
here's what I say about the villain
It's
thing.
never gonna be.
Villain
as good.
thing is though, the villain is what you make, and you can almost take some of the least thought about Batman villains and write them into some of the greatest villains ever.
Right.
So,
You can
I
do a
don't
good
want to
Croc,
hear that you have to use
You
a
can do
Joker.
a good crocodile.
You don't have to
if you
use.
had to.
You really could. I don't want to hear that you have to use a Joker.
I'm
You
not
can make a
saying
trilogy.
I don't even like
You
crocodiles.
can make a
Not
trilogy
my
with the
favorite
Joker
Batman
never
villain,
even
but,
being
Killer
mentioned.
Croc?
With
He's
the
good, but like
with-
he's kind of cheesy.
With Gotham and not just Gotham, but Batman storyline and universe being so vast, you can make a whole trilogy without even mentioning the Joker.
Yeah.
Without even mentioning him once.
He's my
You
favorite.
could allude to him being in Arkham or
I
something.
just think because
and
He's my favorite, but
Yeah, he's the most iconic.
but
you
my
could
thing
allude
is
to
I
him
think
being
the
locked up
Joker-
and just
the
work around
Joker
it.
just plays a huge part in who Batman is.
Sure.
That
But you don't-
have to not necessarily have him be the main villain of anything, but have that scene.
well, the Riddler has a lot of Joker characteristics to him.
In this one, he kind of does.
Well, in the comic books too, man.
He
He's
does.
kind of
Yeah.
a crazy fuck. Like,
Yeah.
that likes fucking with Batman.
And can I talk about that?
Most of these guys are crazy fucks.
Yeah,
that
but
like
just
fucking with Batman.
his like mind games with Batman.
Yeah, his are purely just to fuck with Batman.
Yeah,
Like the Joker is
for
purely
sure.
just to fuck with Batman.
yeah. I mean, the Joker has more of an agenda.
Not really. It's just a fuck with
Well,
Batman.
like he's more like motivated, like outside of this guy. Like the Riddler is like terrorizing Batman. Like Joker is terrorizing them.
Riddler's not
That's
necessarily
true.
terrorizing Batman. He's terrorizing the city.
I guess I haven't
Well,
seen
at
Especially
least-
this one.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
Okay.
this is New 52.
Remind the people I have not seen.
This is New 52 Riddler.
Paul Dano was amazing.
So,
That
yeah.
creepy
Paul Dano's a
looking-
great fucking actor.
He's a creepy looking fuck, but he can act.
He was. No,
all right,
he was the
all right,
Riddler
all right.
in-
Yeah,
in
great
Arkham.
segue. Thank you, Kev. Thank you for that. Great segue. Let's get into act.
I do what I can.
Let's get into acting.
I'm gonna run
The
that.
acting in this movie was phenomenal.
Superb.
Phenomenal. Colin
Top
Farrell as Penguin
He
was
stole
standout
the
for
show.
me.
Stole
Was
the
standout
show.
for me. Guy was phenomenal. And like
Even in
As
as much as I think I would almost appreciate this movie as a standalone without a sequel, we talked about this a little bit earlier. He is one of the things I'm looking forward to most in a sequel.
Well, he's getting a show
As Penguin?
Yeah.
Oh, thank
on
God.
HBO.
That's amazing.
And I heard this film will be on HBO in 50 days.
HBO Max?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, dude, he was a standout for me. But what's his name? The guy that played Riddler,
Paul Dano.
Paul Dano was phenomenal as well.
He was so good.
Robert Pattinson was phenomenal.
Zoe
Kravitz, I thought, all right,
I
her
liked
just
her.
as Selena Kyle, she might be the best, Selena Kyle.
She reminded me a lot of
Yeah,
Halle Berry.
And Anne Hathaway's not a bad actress by any means,
No,
but this is the best Catwoman I've
this
seen.
is Catwoman.
This by far, and I'm gonna get to that later when I do my real comparisons to the other Dark Knights because he was right about a few of those. But she stole that because like
100%.
Catwoman damn near had her own plot in a movie. Like
She
it was,
really did.
she
Her
wasn't
whole-
a side character.
She had a purpose.
She
That-
was not
that
a
is
side
cool.
character. She had her own B movie going on, and it was great.
And
Like
it was- Well, Matt Reeves said this film wasn't an origin film for Batman by any means. It was an origin for members of the Rogues Gallery,
okay,
which is
Wow.
which is dope. Yeah,
Catwoman, Penguin, Riddler, all these people that don't have powers,
yeah, you can see
but
that.
are just thorns in his side.
That's dope. No, you can see that too.
Mhm.
They played that kind of well. I loved, dude. I just love the interaction. Like, cause it's a Penguin origin, really, because you see Penguin
Because he's not
working
yet,
under Falcone.
he's not yet at the Iceberg Lounge. He's not. Well, he is there, but
But
he's not running it.
He's a muscle man
He's
right
work-
now.
Yeah, he's the muscle for Carmine.
And at the end of the movie, you see him turn like,
like, yeah, this
Yeah.
is my city now.
yeah,
That's trying to be the very best over there, dude.
yeah. Sometimes you
That
got
no
it.
one ever was.
All right,
Hey,
but
man.
yeah.
That was his
Can
real
we get a
test.
Bolski?
Any other? I'm trying to think of the other standout performances.
John Turturro, Carmine Falcone.
Oh yeah, we said that already. We said that a little bit earlier, but yeah, we should say it again. He was
Yeah,
tremendous.
phenomenal.
He was fantastic. Everybody really in it was pretty fantastic.
And I like how
All right, so let me. This has to be said. All right, this is gonna be another. This is gonna go
This is
right
a
back to the
nitpick?
beginning. No, this is a praise.
Okay.
I would not praise this anywhere else. First of all, this should never work in a movie, goddamn ever. But it works because this comes with nailing an aesthetic. And I have to keep coming back to that point because I think, as much as I love about this movie, that's going to be the thing that I love the most. Is that, well, most movies are, but just because you have an aesthetic, don't mean you hit, the points you're trying to hit.
Right.
Like this shit nailed the aesthetic it was going for. But
In
like,
every aspect.
okay, so Gordon, Professor Gordon spoke
Professor Gordon?
Professor Gordon.
It's Lieutenant
Commissioner.
It's
what?
Lieutenant in this
Oh
movie.
yeah, he's not even commissioner yet.
Not even commissioner.
Yeah, Lieutenant Gordon. But he spoke in like this Lethal Weapon, almost 80s Murtaugh voice the whole movie. I don't know why. It was very forced.
Like a smoking gun type.
Yeah, it was very forced. It was very like
fucking Gary Oldman.
No, it was like, yeah.
I love Gary.
You're not supposed to be here, man. He's like, ma'am, this is not the place for you to be. Like this very forced Murtaugh voice. I did a bad one there, but it was like that. But like, God Christ, was it fucking perfect? Did it fit the aesthetic perfect, bro? Because you just have him coming in dark rooms and just raspy voice, just like, I don't know, Batman. They don't really want you here. Like it was, dude, it's wild. Like I don't think I'm good. I don't think I would ever praise that any other time. But yeah, it was like, I don't know how that voice nailed was perfectly aesthetic. I remember talking to my sister. I'm like, why is he talking like that? The first time I heard it, dude, it grows on you instantly and it just belongs in the movie. Like, I don't know. Like I almost like look forward to him talking.
That whole scene with him and Batman in the cage at the police station.
Jesus Christ, dude. Why did he punch him so fucking hard, bro?
He even says,
holy hell.
Man, you could have pulled that punch.
I did. Jesus Christ, dude. Why the fuck?
You rocked it.
Dude, all right. So right before they were talking and he's like, you could have pulled it. I was looking at my sister like, why did he hit him so hard, bro? Like, geez, yo, throughout the movie, we talked about this earlier too, just the combat. They made it more of a realistic to a guy in a fucking suit fighting people than like some well-trained, martial arts master. He's more of just a guy.
See, that kind of pisses me off.
No, he's good at fighting.
That's what I'm saying, though.
Bro,
shouldn't he be a well-trained martial arts master?
Not yet, really. I mean,
superhero.
Why?
Superhero, bro.
No, he's not. Batman's a nigga in a suit.
Yeah.
He is not a super. He ain't super anything, dude.
No, what I'm saying is like,
hold on. Time out. I'm sick of that stigma. Batman ain't a superhero.
He's not.
He's a fucking vigilante.
Yeah, he's not a superhero, bro.
He is the vigilante.
He is a regular dude in a costume.
He's also the leader of the Justice League.
Really? He's a rich guy with a death wish.
He's the leader of the Justice League, bro.
He's not the leader of the Justice
Is
League.
he?
In charge?
Hell no. You think Superman ain't the real leader of the Justice League?
Batman plans everything, bro.
Hold on.
Yeah, Batman is the smartest guy.
No, who's the leader?
He tells everyone what to do.
Who's the leader of the Avengers?
Batman goes along with it.
Who's the leader of the Avengers?
Yeah, Tony Stark, except he's a fucking...
Yeah, but
billionaire rich.
Yeah, but Tony Stark. No, Tony Stark is a superhero.
He's a
Tony
nano suit.
Tony Stark's suit will blow you to high fuck.
That's true.
Batman is a regular motherfucker in a suit.
Yeah,
that's true.
With metal rings that
what I'm
he
saying
can
is
throw
like,
at you. Like, what are you saying?
He should be. I think
he can throw hands.
I think it's unrealistic to have him not be an insanely talented martial artist.
Nah, he can throw hands, bro. But like,
he needs to be able to throw the best hands ever.
But even him throwing the best hands, Superman would break his chest cavity.
Exactly, but like,
who cares?
He needs to be the GOAT, is what I'm saying. Like, he has to.
Bruh, he's a regular.
It's Batman.
But even as a best martial artist in the world, GOAT martial arts status, you still a nigga in a suit. At the end of the day, you still just have martial artists in that suit.
I understand that. I know.
You a martial
Which is why you should be the GOAT.
You a GOAT martial artist in a bat suit, bro.
Yeah.
You're not really doing nothing. Like,
you're fucking any average person. That's Batman. He should.
He still was. He still was fucking
what
any average
like, just being like, oh, Alfred taught him how to fight. I feel like it's a little bit.
And don't get me wrong. If I didn't tell you that, you might not even pick that lineup. It was a throwaway.
Well, that's the type of shit that I look for.
Okay, yeah. Like I just look at writing. I just writing. I pay attention.
Yeah.
It was a throwaway line.
Exactly.
So it wasn't something that they like.
But it's like
that's
my complaint.
But no, true. But also maybe I think a thing would be like the less they talk.
It's not that big a
deal. Right.
It's really like.
But no, I'm kind of with you on it. But the less they talked about like how he got his fight balance.
If you're gonna just throw that out there,
right?
I don't really mention it.
Yeah, I think it was kind of like let you infer like, oh, maybe he did have training. Yeah, who knows?
You should know. That's like
right. Who knows?
That's why I like Batman Begins.
He did still have hands though. Don't get me twisted. He had hands.
They established like this dude is a
do not get me twisted.
Well trained.
This
possibly fucking.
First of all, I go as far as say this Batman did have more hands than Christian Bale.
Oh,
right. This one.
That's what I thought when I saw the trailer.
This one had hands.
Right.
It wasn't
straight up Street
It wasn't.
Fighter,
Yeah, it
bro.
wasn't like
No,
as
I get
we're
it. Don't get
fine
me wrong. I understand.
looking.
It's just like
It was like, yo, come here.
I'm
Club.
a nitpicky type of guy, so it's
Like,
like when
It was like
I want
right.
the explanation.
It was like
fast,
some
too.
grungy like
Yeah,
He
tit
was
fighting shit.
fast.
No, I've seen that. The
Yeah.
trailer, the fight
With
scenes,
the
the
When you
trailer.
breaking arms and
Yeah,
shit.
It's fucking
Yeah.
awesome, man.
It's
Like,
dope, dude.
It's so cool.
It's dope.
Like him crashing through the ceiling at the end. was
Oh my
wild.
God, bro.
I'm I'm a sucker for a good origin. Like
Yeah.
you don't have to do it in the movie. Just reference it.
I'm
Like,
tired.
Oh,
I'm tired of them.
No, I'm not saying.
That's
They
why.
reference the origin. They reference.
No, I'm saying like
a lot
with
of
his
it
fighting
is-
skills.
That's kind of why.
It's really like a nitpick.
I mean, that's kind of why.
I'm not like.
It's kind of why I enjoy
I'm not
it.
gonna go into this movie being like, "Oh, this sucks" because they didn't give him a fucking good enough explanation.
Well, that's
for his fighting skills.
I have friends like that though. We're like, no origin, no movie.
Yeah,
But
that's
no,
stupid.
But like Spider-Man, look
Homecoming.
At look
That's
at
why I liked
Homecoming.
Homecoming so much.
It wasn't an origin.
well, to be fair, you can't really consider Spider-Man 1 for MCU
Yeah.
Civil War because that would have been more.
Even
But
then,
also,
it wasn't
Spider-Man
an
doesn't
origin.
really need the level of
But it
training
wasn't
that
an
like a
origin.
guy like Batman would.
But
Because
they
he's a
well, it
fucking-
was. I mean,
Really, you didn't
they-
see Uncle Ben die.
no, you don't have the whole origin story, but they do talk about how he got his
which they do in
powers.
this. They talk about his parents dying, the sins of the
I
father.
think that from what it sounds, I think they did a better job of it explaining Spider-Man's origins in that movie. But it's easier with Spider-Man because he's a superhuman. So it's like, of course, this guy's a fucking freak. He
Right.
can lift a tank.
Yeah.
Right.
What else?
I'm really like I'm throwing in.
I want to say there is a distinct difference between him being Batman and him actually being what he called himself when he said, "I'm vengeance." Like, there's a difference in his rage.
Yeah,
Like,
but
when he's just fighting you to get out of a situation.
yeah,
is
but
when
that's
he's really trying to beat the shit out
yeah,
of you.
but that's the arc of the movie, though, right?
Right.
Him realizing that vengeance isn't the thing he wants to be, right?
Right. He needs to be
So-
a symbol of hope for that.
So, and that's kind of the unfortunate part when I say, I kind of almost wish this was standalone and not
I
going to get
agree
sequels
and disagree with
because
you because of how
the
good
more
it
it's going
was.
to turn into it's still good, but another Batman movie as opposed to
Right.
something entirely different in its own.
Mhm.
Because the more he's going to become
I-
Batman the superhero
I can agree
and
and
not
say if this
vengeance.
if this was a standalone, I would be content just as well as I am with there being two more.
Yeah, I'm going to be happy to watch the others too because
Right.
they're going to be good. Going to be great,
Right.
but
As long as Matt Reeves directs all three,
Reeves
and
and
the
then
studio
same,
doesn't fuck with them too much.
and I say same cast. Same cast. would be
We
good.
have to.
Yeah. Did you have any other points you wanted to get to
The Joker
particular?
scenes. I want to go back
before?
to
Because there's a few scenes in particular I want to get to.
Oh, get to it. I want.
All right. So obviously, the Batmobile scene is fucking just iconic, dude.
Oh my god!
This shit is like, dude, goosebumps.
I
Like, fucking,
felt the rumble of that
Oh my
car
God.
starting up in my seat.
and you knew it was coming because it was in the trailer. When he's walking towards the car, he's like, "Come on, vengeance!" Penguin's just shooting at the car. He's like, "Come on,
You
vengeance!"
think you can take my money?
Yeah, dude, that shit's dope. And then you just see he's gone. You just, poof, you just hear that fucking
And then
engine
you
kick
hear
on. Oh man, that shit is so badass.
And then when
They're
that thing
driving-
goes through the pillar,
They're
or
driving
whatever
through
it was,
fucking traffic, going the wrong direction, just weaving through. That shit's nuts, dude. Just very great, high intense. One of the things you just really need to be at the cinema.
Can I tell
I mean, you can enjoy it at home,
that
but
scene had my favorite shot in the whole movie.
the
In
flames.
whole movie. Not yet. The flames, but when you're seeing him walking upside down from Penguin's
Dude,
perspective,
badass.
that was the
but that's-
greatest shot.
But it was beautiful. But that's another time where they used menacing and just that suspense.
And that theme.
That theme and
dun, dun,
You hear his boots. You hear the.
and you see him just walking slowly. And then he bends down and gets in the car.
Yeah, dude, that shit was dope.
That was the most methodical walk and just like
Yeah, man.
terrorizing.
Where it's almost like, who's the villain here? Is he the villain? Like
right.
they use like fear.
Like, is Penguin in danger?
yeah,
right now?
right. They used fear, man, and it was like he's fear. Like, dude, that shit was dope, man. It was a very clever use of just the character, man. It just they hit the aesthetic perfect, man.
What's your next scene?
What scene in particular did I want to talk about? I think I kind of touched on it with like just how they were setting up with my nitpicks. Certainly, there were scenes where like people definitely should have been noticed. Like I just thought that was really strange.
Like, my one was the funeral scene when the car's coming through. Is Bruce the only one that looked up to see the Riddler standing there?
Right. Yeah. Right.
No one saw that?
Right. Yeah. He looks at him, kind of make straight
There
eye
was
contact.
cops everywhere.
Yeah,
in that
and
building.
Riddler
There was none
didn't-
up there.
The Riddler didn't run. He stood
He
there.
stood there and watched the whole thing.
Strange. Wildly strange. Yeah, I didn't get that one either. Yeah, I forgot about that, man. That was really weird.
That was so weird. I do like the fact.
All right,
okay,
so
here's a little Easter egg. The DA's dead. He was the guy that was in the car with the thing in his hand. Does that open the door for Harvey Dent?
All right, so to be fair with you, before they started the end scene, that was going to be my next scene, the end scene, when they teased Joker or whatever, which was disappointing.
I liked it.
No, it was
the
disappointing.
other scene that I heard.
But that was like the most disappointing part of the movie, which is crazy, just because you didn't have to do it.
No, you
forced.
didn't.
It wasn't like it was bad. It was forced.
I would have liked it to be a little bit more subtle.
Super forced. Yeah, super
like
forced.
A little more subtle, like how they did it at the end of Batman Begins with the Joker card. That's all you saw. I liked that.
But you didn't even need it in this movie. It was super forced. You knew more was coming, man. You knew what was coming. You could have just had the Riddler be with a monologue or something at the end with just, I'm not the first, you know.
Right.
You know, I'm not going to be the only, something like that. It would have
They
been enough.
made it seem like with that being the Joker in the jail cell that Batman's already encountered him.
What I was about to say was when they first started showing the character, me not being able to see a full shot of his face, which they did on purpose, obviously, because nobody's cast. But you probably... Oh, is he cast already? I didn't know if he was cast.
Did you watch Eternals?
I did, yeah.
The guy that played Druid.
Okay, is that him?
Barry Keoghan, yeah.
Okay.
Keoghan,
but I thought maybe they were trying to do a Two-Face, a Harvey Dent, because you couldn't see his face.
That's what I thought also while watching.
You could only see one side of his face. I'm like...
And the way he was talking, you could see both his eyes, and this one that was closer to the screen looked wider.
But then he started talking, and he obviously...
He talked about clowns.
Yeah, it's getting corny, because, you know...
He talked about... And then the laugh, obviously.
Yeah, come on, man. That shit I could have do without, but...
But he seems like a younger...
That was
really young Joker, too. Seems young.
Yeah.
He sounds young.
Well, Batman's young in this.
Yeah, which would make sense.
Not that much older. He's older, but not that much.
Right. Yeah, this dude looks young as fuck.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
I can kind of see him being a Joker.
No, I'm sure it'll be good, and I'm sure.
Obviously, they're gonna have what's the word for him? Prosthetics on him, makeup.
Yeah, of course.
Because if we're gonna get another Joker, I want a comic booky look.
Yeah.
With the longer head, the green hair to the back, the purple suit.
Full paint.
Like wide smile.
Yeah, thick white paint, you know.
Yeah. I want that.
Yeah.
And if you're going to give it back to us, give us more Harley Quinn. Or not.
Not in this movie.
Not
in this movie. Harley Quinn's great. I mean, shit.
Suicide Squad was great.
Suicide Squad 2 was not basic, but that's too strong words. But it was
just good for
it was good. It was good, man. It was good. I really enjoyed it. I talked about it on I thoroughly enjoyed it. Went to the theaters to see it.
Did you?
Suicide Squad 2 was thoroughly enjoyed that movie. But yeah, I don't know, man. What else are you going to talk about? Is anything else? There's so much we can talk about on this movie.
So I did hear that someone asked Robert Pattinson what he would like to see in the sequels, and he alluded to Mr. Freeze and the Court of Owls.
Okay, Court of Owls would be amazing.
If we get a live action
Court of Owls would be amazing. Dude, see, that's what I'm talking about.
I want Talon. I want to see Talon.
You don't have to have super popular villains.
No.
That would be I bet you could make one of the best Batman movies ever. The Court of Owls. That would fit this aesthetic perfectly.
100%.
With the darkness and just mysteriousness of it. You could have another mystery.
And then,
that should be next.
You know what you could do?
Did Robert Pattinson said that?
Yeah. That he would like to see Court of Owls.
Didn't know he would even know that. Wow.
Right?
Good for him.
He did his homework.
Good for him.
Boy did his homework.
Good for him, man. Hell yeah.
Like
That's what I want to hear from my
Court
Batman.
of Owls was explored a little bit. Well, actually, not a little bit, a lot in Gotham.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah. Like, there's a whole
I never watched
Court
Gotham.
of Owls running. Like, you find Gordon gets recruited into it.
Even the movie they did with the Court of Owls is dope, man. That shit was dope. The animated movie, that shit was dope.
Yeah.
All right, so here's the thing with Mr. Freeze. Let me just be real with you guys.
No Schwarzenegger.
Of course not. We're not. No more. It's time for you to chill out.
The Iceman coming.
We're good on those, bro. And dude, he's literally got a hockey stick and shit at one point.
The hockey team.
Oh, good lord.
Tim Burton, bro.
Good lord.
Nah, that was Schumacher.
Wasn't that Tim Burton?
No, Tim Burton just did the first two.
That shit was fucking.
Burton did the first two.
All right, but with the Mr. Freeze though, there's just no way around it. You really just run the risk of it's gonna be CGI doll. How? Just CGI doll. How else are you gonna do a guy that freezes people with a freeze gun?
Yeah.
Super CGI. Yeah. It's just do we want it?
No.
I don't know. Stay away from it.
Yeah. Like
maybe in a TV show.
You've already developed this Batverse, if you will, to be a very grounded world and more of a realistic type vibe.
You couldn't do Freeze in this dark. You could, but it would just ruin it.
I think it would.
You see all the CGI and just be like, this is corny now.
But I did like another Easter
They could
egg.
probably do it pretty well.
You know what my favorite Easter egg was?
If I'm thinking about it, I don't know. Maybe. Maybe.
It's in everything he does is CGI.
Yeah.
Can I
You know,
tell
it's like he's not going to ever not be CGI.
he
Yeah.
can't not be.
It's his whole thing.
Like maybe
It's just gonna be like
maybe
I don't
his
know.
suit-
No, I know, but like
to the train.
no, you
eye.
can do the suit.
his suit can be
Mostly
practical, but as
CGI.
far as his gun goes, that's gonna be CGI.
Every
Then
attack
you want,
that
then you
does.
want it in a movie versus a TV show.
Well, a TV show you could just be like
Yeah, but you
something
got more
It's
money.
gonna look okay in the movie.
Right.
It's gonna look shitty in the TV show.
He's
I
got a
guess.
point.
Well, not with their
Budget.
budgets. They got big budgets.
I mean, HBO. Look at HBO's budgets and look at
Yeah.
everything they've produced.
Yeah, they don't. It
Peacemaker was
doesn't look
called-
as good as fucking Avengers. Like,
Game of Thrones doesn't look as good as Avengers.
well, no,
Game of Thrones
no,
is
they're
beautiful.
superhero shows.
Well, yeah, that's true, I guess.
Granted,
Game of
we've
Thrones
only
is
had-
the biggest budget TV show of all time.
It's just still HBO.
It had the audience.
Can
Yeah.
Can I bring up one last?
You're right, bigger than that, but
One
No
last
one's ever
Easter
watched
egg?
a show like people watching Game of Thrones.
No.
that's true.
One last Easter egg.
Yeah, of course.
The name of the city that Catwoman's headed to.
Where'd you say she was going?
Blood Inn.
Oh, yeah, did she say that?
Yeah.
I know, they actually teased, that was actually, I'm glad you brought that up. They teased a few things, actually. What was it? They teased, there's another city they teased. It was, I did, because I forgot what it was. I want to say, there was another throwaway line where they teased somewhere else in, within the DC universe.
Oh,
and I
they
forgot.
teased Hush.
Was, well, they didn't tease
Yes,
Hush.
they fucking
They didn't
did.
tease Hush.
Yes, they did.
Hush is damn near the, this,
No,
I'd say
okay.
this Riddler was a mix.
No. Yes, but look, when they arrested the Riddler at the diner, in his wallet, his two IDs. One was Edward Elliot.
Was it? I didn't even
But-
catch it when it was on screen.
Thomas Elliot is the name.
Right. But this,
But then when the Riddler was playing his package, exposing the Waynes, one of them was a picture and said "Hush" over it.
you could have argued this was a mix between
This was
New 52 Riddler and Hush.
This is a mix of New 52 Riddler, The Long Halloween, and Hush.
Yeah, because like he was pretty Hush in this movie,
It was very Hush.
dude. Oh man,
What's Hush?
Hush is the Riddler.
Watch Batman Hush.
Yeah.
Just watch
Just watch it. Yeah.
I'm
What I
not-
said.
we can't
The
tell.
Riddler's alter ego?
No,
Just watch it.
No.
That's all I can say.
man. God, we've been going for a while, man. But this was such a great film.
Great film. And one of my final points on this, as far as, are we comparing?
Are you ready to get to that now?
I'm ready to get to that.
All right, we can get to the comparisons with as far as the Dark Knight, obviously, 'cause that would be the resident best Batman movie,
Here's-
and still the best Batman movie.
Here's what I will say. Robert Pattinson is my Batman now. I like him. As far as The Dark Knight goes, the only thing that to me makes that movie still better than this is Heath Ledger's performance as the Joker.
About Gary Oldman.
Okay, so all right,
Michael
Dude,
here's
this is my-
here's
this is-
that's not
The guy is
compared to the rest of the actors.
The way they wrote Two-Face into that movie is fucking
beautiful,
amazing.
beautiful. But all right, so here's the thing. though.
Two-Face and Joker
Here's the
carried that movie.
Here's the thing. This I'd be lying to you if I told you this movie's damn close as far as quality, as far as just content and quality. And Dark Knight's good, bro. This is right there with it as far as quality and content of a movie. But here's the thing:
Dark
The
Knight
only
also
way-
is my favorite opening
the only
sequence
way-
ever.
because Drew is correct
This
as far
opening
as
sequence is
Christian Bale is just a better actor than Robert Pattinson. There's not you're not going to change my mind.
no.
And
Yeah, the way he played.
as
Bruce
far
Wayne
as
is
you're just not going to change my mind on that. So as
when
far
he
as
was like billionaire
as-
playboy.
as-
Agreed.
even though Robert Pattinson destroyed this role as Batman, yes, I'm going to go Christian Bale. That's purely based on the fact that Christian Bale is a better actor. So I have to go with that. Yes, Heath Ledger's Joker is unrivaled. I mean, the guy was perfect, but
I think you said
the
that for every
villains-
character.
the villains in this
Gary Oldman,
movie,
Michael Caine.
the villains in this movie are on that level.
Listen,
Are on
You
that
guys-
level of
Don't get me
acting.
wrong, Colin Farrell.
They're on that
Oscar
level.
you guys are going to
Yes, they're on that level. Hang on. Let me get this on. They're on that level of acting. So, like, if we're comparing, the only difference between, or the only way I would ever consider this movie over The Dark Knight ever would be the fact is if they committed and had this a standalone film. Because what you forget about The Dark Knight is you can't have it without Batman Begins. They get a lot of the exposition out so you could just have a purely action-thrilled
Batman.
movie
Yeah.
for The Dark Knight.
Mhm.
You can't have it without Batman Begins. It
Yeah,
is not a
that's
standalone
what, we
movie.
were talking about that the other week.
It is not a standalone
I'm
movie.
gonna go home. I want to
Yeah, Batman
rewatch.
Begins was good.
I just didn't love it when it
We
came out
did.
because it was
Yeah,
slow.
I remember. But I remember we did talk about that.
And then in retrospect, it's
This
like one of my
movie,
favorite
this movie that what they just made, The Batman, could be a standalone film.
Yeah,
Stand on its own 2 feet. And then I'd really have to consider which is better. Because that shit as a standalone film is fucking phenomenal.
Can I say this?
Word. Fuck it.
Man, I, with 100% confidence in my heart, I can say, in my opinion, Robert Pattinson is the best iteration of Batman. That's my opinion.
Cannot give you that one, sir.
I
can't. Obviously, it's your opinion. So
right.
what can I say?
Right.
But
I like it.
No, it's got to be. It's got to be Christian Bale. It's got to be. It's got to be.
They're right there, but I'm just giving Pattinson.
I think.
Just because I like the brutality of him.
I think he was great. Yeah, but I think it all just boils down to them just nailing this aesthetic of this movie. He was the right actor. He
for
did
this kind of Batman.
they nailed the aesthetic. For me to say he's the best one is wrong because he's not the best actor to do it.
Christian Bale and Robert Pattinson are amazing Batmans and the best Batmans in their own way.
Christian Bale, I think, just really.
Is that a better way to put it? They're both the best in their own way.
No, I think Christian Bale's just the best. I think he just purely just from an acting perspective.
Just agree to disagree.
He just, it's too hard to. I don't know. Christian Bale's acting throughout all three.
I'm on Pattinson.
I don't know if I can even consider this an opinion though. It's more back to me saying what I agreed with you earlier.
Yeah,
it's more of just a fact. Christian Bale's acting is
dude. Nolan's a cheat code. You're never gonna get a guy like that doing a superhero movie.
Hell no.
Like he's as respected as any director has ever fucking been.
The Dark Knight is the standout of the three, though, because
right, but
this shit is better.
Like,
this shit is better than Batman Begins and better than
like you're never gonna have
the Dark Knight Rises combined.
You're never gonna have a director in a superhero movie with pull like Nolan has. The guys that he got, bro. Like, look at his movies; they're recurring people in his movies, and they're the greatest actors in the fucking world. Like Gary Oldman. Michael Caine, all these people, bro.
Matt Reeves did a
really good job.
No, he did phenomenal.
Yeah. Dude, I'm not saying there can't be fucking good.
I got nothing else.
I'm ready to give a rating.
You guys have been going on this for
I got
over
my
an hour.
rating set.
What do you got out of 10?
I got 9.79 out of 10.
Wow,
9.79.
Yeah, man. I was gonna go. That's crazy. We're that close. I was gonna go 9.6.
Nice.
And for me, that is absurdly high for a movie.
Especially for you to give a DC film that.
No, I love DC, man.
I know, but lately.
Oh, but you're right. You're right, though. You're right, though. You're right. First of all, he's absolutely right. I've never given a DC film fucking anything above a 9.
Yeah.
Well, except for the Dark, but Dark Knight was out before I started.
Yeah.
Rating
like
movies.
I said, that's not even. It's cheating, bro. Like Nolan's cheating.
The Dark Knight for me is a solid 10.
Yeah.
But this is a 9.6. And, well, actually, Dark Knight's out of 10. I don't know what a perfect film is. But Dark Knight would, for me, would be like a 9.8.
Yeah.
Like damn near perfect.
But that's what we're trying to say to you.
Nothing else is ever going to get that for me. But that is a 10. You feel me? Nothing else is going to get that high.
Yeah.
This is a 9.6 because just for that reason. This one, had they not confirmed they're going to do more of them, as a standalone, this might be a 9.8 for me, bro. It hit... For a movie to set out to hit a certain aesthetic and nail it as perfectly as this movie did, I just have to give it the credit it deserves. It was fucking...
all of these the titles, like the Joker, the Wolverine, the Batman, fire.
They've been kind of banging. Yeah, they've been kind of banging. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Well,
all right, boys. I don't got anything.
See you next week. I don't have
we are
over 5,000 small. Let me get a heat check, heat check, heat check, heat check, heat check, heat check, heat. Can I get a heat check, 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 check. Let me get a check, check, heat check, heat check, heat check. Let me get a heat check, heat check, heat check, heat check, heat check, heat check. Let me get a heat check, heat check, heat check, heat check, heat check, heat check, heat check. Can I get a heat check, heat check, check, check.